This segment of the Just Cooling podcast has been brought to you by the Tattoo Shop Radio and powered by Zeno FM.
All right, welcome to another episode of Just Cooling Podcast. I am Country Red, and you are
DawsonSJewellS.
We have a special guest in the building. Please go ahead and introduce yourself, man, and give us your background and your resume, my brother.
Yeah, absolutely. It's your man ELO at 918 ELO on all platforms. Tap in and get involved. Black Hoodie Clothing, get involved with the movement there. Northgate, you know what time it is, man. Middle of the mat.
Alrighty, man. So I'm gonna jump right on in, man. So, like, what was like your first introduction to hip hop, man, here in Tulsa, man?
Here in Tulsa, I would say here in Tulsa definitely was a Soul Body Cypher. So it was actually not too long ago, at all. So I've been a hip hop head for a long time, but I ain't really been tapped in with the hip hop local scene too much. I did metal music in the area for a long time, so I was involved in the Tulsa scene, just in a whole different segment of it. But my roots are hip hop, So whenever I first saw Soul Body popping up doing his ciphers, I was like, hang on, that's right there. That's in the backyard. I gotta get involved somehow. So I started making moves to try to get involved with that. Yeah,
that's dope, man. So like, as far as like the pillars in hip hop, like the major players, man, like who would you compare yourself to? Or maybe you wouldn't, but like who was some of your early influences as far as the big dogs, as far as in hip hop?
The obvious ones that you got projected to a lot. You know what I mean? Of course, the Eminems, as far as lyrical ability and storytelling, was really big for me.
Okay.
But whenever I had to come down to like the way I like to flow and rap, it's Cassidy definitely. The way.
Oh wow. Okay, I don't hear that
lines, I like his. I've always been a big Cassidy guy. For a long, long time. Man, yeah. So I'd say a mix of something like that. Mix of something. Definitely a lot of Eminem because I like the content, but I didn't like the sad boy stuff. I liked it when he was on his like when he did like Toy Soldiers and stuff like that. That's the Eminem I like. I like a very particular set of Eminem. I'm not for the what all that extracurricular, but I like it though. A lot of influences. I say Cassidy, Eminem. Of course, you got the Jay-Z's and stuff like that. Just the big dogs, man. Anybody that you know of, I've probably been listening to them. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. Tell us about your journey from, I guess when you first started until now.
Yeah, so it's actually it's a really short story. So I actually just came outside as somebody that writes hip hop music. I've been writing hip hop music a long time. I'll just sit down and just write rhymes for myself. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm nice. To my homies, I'm nice, but I don't really rap outside of that. But from October, I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm 29. They got the scene kind of jumping right now. Let me go ahead and give this a shot because I was sick of the band thing. With the band thing, you gotta have you, but then I need three other reliable people. It's hard enough to get a reliable producer, a reliable. It's hard for me to be reliable. You know what I mean? No, you see, as I showed up late. No.
It's all good, brother. I'm glad you showed up.
You get what I'm saying, though. Yeah, we gotta rely on three me's. It's not gonna work. So I really just went for it. I'm like, hey, I know I got a little bit of a talent, so I went out there, popped a little open mic deal. When I did that, and I realized that, I kind of shook the room a little bit with, rapping. I was like, okay, yeah, this is the move right here. So yeah, definitely it's all been real quick. It's been real quick. I've been picky about releasing music too, but yeah, definitely just getting out there and finally spitting in front of somebody that's not just the homie at the crib.
Okay, that's dope. So like, what is the difference between, like, you mentioned like you did metal before you started rapping or the hip hop. So what is the difference between two as far as your experience?
So for me, I was writing hip hop real early on. Like I say 13, 14s whenever I started writing, hip hop raps. I would say I wouldn't even write music. I was just writing verses. A million 16. So then I found the metal stuff because I was actually making fun of metal music one day, and I was like, "Man, y'all vocals all sound like blah." And I started making the noise, and they were like, one dude went, "Hey, that was kind of fire." I was like, "Oh, it was." Shit. So then I was like, "I'll try that shit too," and that went how it went. If you ever listen to my metal music, which I don't have a lot of it out there anymore, it was all very hip hop driven, like. So it was all metal, but I mean, in the cadences that I would use in my metal music,
Yeah.
I was riding these metal beats like I was rapping half the time. So I do think that's why what made me such a unique metal vocalist was the cadences that I would get from writing my hip hop verses and whatnot. Yeah.
And
So it definitely was cool there, transitioning there. And then, I just got tired of working with other people. So then I was out of the scene 7 years, and then boom, I was like, let's get back on the pen.
Okay, so like, in your honest opinion, like, how is the battle rap scene here in Tulsa since you've been in it?
So it's cool. I like the battle rap scene in Tulsa, what we have right now. Now, as somebody that was coming in as a fan and knew the battle rap, because let me just say, I've only been exposed to battle rap since I came out in late 2022. So I'm not even a battle rap long-term fan. So whenever I found out about battle rap, go ahead.
No, I appreciate you being honest about that.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I didn't even know much about battle rap. So then my homie was like, hey, man, you should do the battle rap thing. You got bars, all this. And I was like, just like with the metal style, I was like, all right, shit, I'll do it. Boom. I should have definitely studied more. You know what I mean? If you go watch my first battle, I'm like, man, why didn't nobody tell me I was yelling like that? Like, tell me just chill out, It was a good experience though. Like, I liked it. I still, I go back to that battle and I laugh, just because of how much growth there is. I put a lot of work into the craft, but the scene itself is awesome. Like, it's got a core group. We come together, we can make events pop. A year ago, there was a lot of people coming to these events that stopped coming to the events, and really, that's what I'm kind of trying to reach out. What caused them to stop coming to the events? What can we do to get you guys back through the doors? Because I'd love to get a lot of the Tulsa hip hop scene involved in it. Because I'm not just doing the acapella thing. Next month, I'm actually going to be announcing here soon. I guess kind of announcing right here. We're doing an on-beat battle league as well too. If you ever heard of Verbal War Zone or anything like that, I'm going to be competing on that coming up in May. And so we're trying to build something similar down here, see what these guys think about on-beat battling. Maybe people that don't like the acapella battle rap might come over here and like the on-beat stuff. And we can build a little culture around that. And, but that's a whole lane right here. Nobody in the South right now is doing that other than Atlanta. And actually, Atlanta was trying to come down and do. We'll get into that, yeah. But we can get So we're doing the on-beat stuff too. So we're experimenting. We want to find ways to get people in the door. Anybody has suggestions or you have questions, definitely ask. And one thing I would stress to people is don't be afraid. I mean, you could have never seen a battle in your life. The battlers and us, we want you in the building. When we see somebody that's new, the battlers are like, hey, shit, I've never seen him. They're going to come up and dap you up and thank you for being there. We want everybody in the building. Yeah. It's very much an open door. If you've never been a part of battle rap, now's a great time to come be a part of it, come witness it. Just come out to one event, and I think you'll love it.
I definitely do. I only seen like online, but I never been to one except for like, ciphers, like with the homies and stuff like that battling against one another. But like the actual show, I can honestly say I never been to one live person. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to check that out.
It's different.
I didn't know Tulsa had that. We from there. I'm like, okay, Tulsa, where this be happening at?
Nah, it's definitely driving down here. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Shout out KSharkTV-The and LA Cruz and Jay Burner for really setting the foundation 7-8 years ago here in Tulsa. And, we're just kind of trying to bring it back. LA Cruz is one of the battlers on the league. So shout out them for laying that foundation and then giving us the keys to reopen this thing up, man, try to get it popping again.
Already. Go ahead.
So would you say the support, how is the support in Tulsa as far as hip hop and music? I know you're saying like in your circle in battle rap, it's the support is there, but how would you say the support is outside of that?
I'll be completely honest and transparent. And I think it's awesome that we have it, but Tulsa is one of the hip hop scenes where really what we have is artists supporting artists. That's the circle that we get into. So whenever you go to shows, everybody there raps. Whenever you go do here, everybody. We don't have a lot of fans popping out. We don't have a lot of people that just want to come out and enjoy the show that don't rap or don't do music. We have a few.
Yeah.
But the majority are artists supporting artists. So if you go to a lot of these showcases, it's a room full of artists and the same artists you saw at the venue just last week down over here. Yeah. So, and it's awesome that we have that. And I do not want to downplay how important that is for everybody to build with each other and collaborate and do that. But I think where we struggle as a music scene is, hey, how do we get the ones that are downtown partying at what's the little hot dog spot where they're always popping, man? They got a bunch of people in there. I bet they're all in there bumping, listening to hip hop. Why can't we
Yeah.
gotta get them out to the shows? So how do we get all these people that go downtown on the weekends? You know, come know that, hey, this is what we have going on in the city. Just 2 blocks down the way on a Saturday night, you can come and see live music and do the same shit you're doing here. But, you know, maybe, you know, like that's the thing. That's what we need to do is get people in, fans, more fans, but do not stop the artists supporting artists. I think it's a beautiful thing. That's what we do have in Tulsa that I think is dope.
So on that, do you think is lack of, like, I want to say promoters that might not be hip to what's going on, or they might be just like stuck in their own lane on, like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick to this and not take a chance on this genre over here of hip hop or anything else that they used to doing.
For sure, yeah. I know, like, for example, with like a particular venue downtown, you know, I wanted to book a battle event there. They're like, nah, we're not doing that. You know, I was like, all right, cool. But then it's not really promoters. It really is a lack of like, how do I explain it? Like, it's artists. I don't know how we're not quite getting the message out to the fans, but it's like the artists are also the promoters. So we are also, you know, we're not, there's no separation there. So a lot of the time, whenever we're putting our stuff up online, like for me, I have a much bigger following on the East Coast than I do here in Tulsa because I battle on the East Coast on some bigger platforms and whatnot. There's a lot of people that know me on the East Coast that, you know, I wouldn't even know at all. Where here, everybody that knows me, I know, I have a relationship with. It's hard to kind of get that message further than right there at base level, unless we really start putting in like some boots on the ground work. And what I mean is go back to the old school, go downtown, have a flyer and a CD ready, hand it out.
Get your street team.
I mean, you really need to get out there and reach those places because the people that are following you and are in tune are all a part of the music scene, are more likely artists and whatnot. Now that's where the radio comes into play. That's where Google advertisements are going to come into play and things like that. You know, whenever you really start getting into the higher level of marketing, which I don't have the capital to do right now, but we're going to work on that. And, you know, you really got to have money behind you to get fans in. There's no way to just snap your fingers and make it happen, or make like you can make the flyest flyer in the world. Nobody's going to see it unless you got some money to put behind it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, yeah, you could be the dopest artist in the world and you could be forgot about in the living room because you post once a week.
Yeah, the attention span is different.
Yep.
Social media now is important. Like that's the way to get yourself out there. I mean, I still see a few people that like hand out, you know, CDs, but like people looking at them like they're crazy. I'm like, that's the way that's where it started from.
Like, it started from, and that's where Dewan Dupree, he had a great idea, man. He showed up at an event one night and he had these little tiny slips of paper and he was just handing them out. He said, put it in your pocket, check it out later. Boom. He was just handing them out like old school, you know, but he was at an artist event. So these get circled around and it's all about his Wednesday night event that's coming up. So when I pulled it out of my pocket 3 hours later, I was like, oh shit, hey, we're going to this Wednesday, you know? Something small like that, you know. Of course, that was mainly towards artists and whatnot, but there were a lot of people at that house party that weren't artists. You know what I mean? So you kind of got to do that boots on the ground and be smart about it. You know, if you're standing, you know, outside a convenience store like, hey man, give me $1 for a CD, that's not gonna work. Ain't nobody gonna.
Them days over with. Yeah. I know all about that. Them days over. It's good money back then, though. Promotion. Right. Well,
they hand it to you. Hey man, take this right here. You got $3. Damn.
Some of them little nice packs, 50 packs and all that, burn them and all that, CD burners and all that, you know. Was it disco makers back in the day? You used to use that.
I used my PS2 actually. It was funny, man. It was hard. I used the PS2 for like a month. My buddy actually did it. I'm capping, but he did it, but I take credit for it. I'm like, yeah, I did that.
Alrighty, man. We're gonna play a commercial, man. We gotta play some real estate, man. We're gonna tap into that S drop battle when we get back from this commercial, man.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, man. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you check us out on the Hub YouTube channel on Fridays at 9 p.m. Kick back with Sports Tuesdays at 8 p.m. The Milk Tray on Mondays at 8 p.m. Kick back on Thursdays. Also, we're available on the Tattoo Shop Radio Fridays on Zeno.fm, 12 a.m. to 1. What's up? We are back in the building with ELO. What's going on, brother? So talk to us about this battle that you just recently dropped that came out with S-Drop battle on KSharkTV-The Tank.
Yeah. So I'll give you the quick long version real fast. Long story short, cool. I got involved with FYF, Flames down there in Baltimore. Big part of that. Big fifth shit, you know. So shout out Flames. Shout out the whole Focus movement down there. Chat Focus, everyone, they got going on down there is awesome. Glad to be a part of it. So pretty much, I got put on through verbal, with him, and it was going to be my on-beat debut, and was looking at battling Rex Ruger, pretty big battle rapper over there at Pit Fight. Pit Fight's known for, the Tay Rocks and, all that stuff. So I was supposed to go there and battle him on beat. Was not. Long story short, 3 opponents later, because they're dropping, because I'm dude from Oklahoma that don't have any, debuts. He didn't really want to risk what he had going on, because it was going to be a problem for him. He was going to lose that one. So once he started getting word that I was nice, they started backing out. I had 2 backouts and then a third stuck. Killatone, shout out him. So in that meantime, I started I just shot something to KShark TV, because they were talking about wanting to book me because he saw a video of me rapping. I was like, hey man, I could come out, on this day. Possibly didn't work out. Anyways, a week later, he goes, hey, would you come out here if I could get you a good name? Because I'm thinking, well, I mean, it depends on who it is. Yeah, I'll move some stuff around. Well, they came with S-Drop. S-Drop's their champion. Okay. So that's me going from debut, never having to battle, to going over to that platform and battling their top guy. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Well, I got to move some stuff for that. And
take the opportunity to do that,
Yeah, I literally said, I texted him, I said, give me an hour. 30 minutes later, I was like, plane tickets booked. We in there. So, took off work, did that, went down there and did my thing, man. It was definitely interesting, flying out there solo, dolo, because it's too short to have anybody like, hey, man, come with me. Just tag along. I'll pay you plane ticket. He's like, man, I got to work. I'm like, shit. All right. So I'm literally Lower East Side of Harlem in the Tank, deep. It's like where they got the houses in the back where the chain link fences link all the houses together, because they're all stuck together in Harlem. Yeah. Then you walk down the stairs, so you down like in a storm shelter type place, and that shit was just hip hop down there, man. You got a DJ set up, speakers everywhere, big old cement shelter, and it was just a whole bunch of. It was crazy. I walked in there, and there's 40 people, and they're all like, "Oh, ELO's here," and I'm like, "Oh shit, that's crazy. I don't even know any of y'all." So that was the first time I realized that people kind of knew who I was on the East Coast. Cause that was definitely an experience. I never walked in a room and just 40 people knew who I was. I ain't never even been to New York. So it was kind of cool to experience that. But then they at the same time, it's battle rap. So they were like, "Hey, if you trash, we walking you the fuck up out of here." Like,
right?
You didn't even stay in the whole event, And I was like, damn, because you got to think there's a lot of people in there that were pissed off because I got a shot off the jump.
Right.
They've been battling to try to get a shot. And so it's like, but, skill kind of talks for itself. And I don't mean to be cocky or nothing like that. But the truth, the fact of the matter is I'm better than all of them. So I got the shot.
Right.
So, that's just fact.
There you have it.
Yeah,
right.
And so we ended up going in there and doing our thing with S-Drop, man. It was a good experience. And shout out to S-Drop for giving me the opportunity, because he didn't have to give the new guy a shot. And he did that. He put his reputation on the line. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, that's definitely a big blessing on that part, man. That's a good look. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So which one do you enjoy doing more, battle rapping or being an actual hip hop artist? Like which one?
So
he took my question. That's all right. He took my question.
Easy answer. So I actually don't like the stigma of battle rapper. I'm not a battle rapper. I did this because I took 6-7 years off my pen, right? Completely. I didn't write no hip hop. I mean, until October, I didn't write nothing. And so I'm like, well, I'm kind of getting back into it, but I was feeling a little still like I wasn't hitting my groove. And then I saw the battle rap shit. I was like, well, yeah, I gotta step it up. So I really did it to push the pen. I love the battle rap. I like the battle rap, but I'm a studio artist first.
Okay.
If somebody said, here's this, boom, studio artist easily. Now I cannot deny what battling has done for me in a very short amount of time. The reason I keep sticking with it is because I'm kind of went from nothing to like I'm getting up there quick. Like I'm in that transition. All I got to do is kick this event on the 6th, do this stuff next month in May, and I got Danny Myers on beat locked in. It's a wrap. I'm a name. Like it's a, you know, we're like 3-4 rounds away. All I got to do is take care of business. So that's why battle rap, it's provided me a lot of opportunities, but it also is hard not to get caught in that battle rapper stigma. When people look at me right now, they go, as a battle rapper. They don't really go, hey, his music, because, you know, in the 6 months I've been outside, I haven't put out music. So I'm like, you know, I kind of want to do it right. I don't want to just stick any song out there, blah, 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 you know. And then I ended up releasing something on the 23rd, which I love that track, but it wasn't released correctly. You know, that wasn't the track I wanted to put out. You know, things got messed up, and I was like, man, I'm throwing something out. I'm done not having music. So I really want to give people what I can do on the music side, because that's really my love. That's my passion, is the music. But I like smoking people too. Shit, if they want to pay me to do it, I'll come rap and verse for $1,000.
Right. Go ahead and grab that bag real quick.
yeah. It's a great networking tool, man. I love battle rap too.
It is
music for sure.
It is.
Could you explain if there is a difference, like, to people? What's the difference between in your opinion, the difference between a battle rapper and a hip hop artist?
So yeah, so the biggest difference is the content, of course, itself, and then but at the same time, a lot of them can cross over. You can have battle rappers that can make music more than you can have music guys that can come over and battle rap, because it's not the same thing. Even whenever we're battling on beat, it's not a best verse. You can sound crazy as shit on your verse and not say shit to me, and you lost. Like you could sound wild. You could be riding different pockets, and I could just be punching on you, just sounding like but I'm being direct and I'm talking. So it's really about, you know, how are you utilizing your wordplay to attack your opponent? It's the same concept in battle rap. You know, in battle rap, that's the only concept. In music, it's how can you use your wordplay to give off a message? You know, like, how can I make this catchy to the ear? Like, how can I, you know, let me tell a story about my life. You know, you go in here and tell me about how much money you make in a battle rap, I'm like, you're not even talking to me. I mean, like, you know, S-Drop actually did that the last half of his round. He's like, I got that money on my mind. I'm like, bro, nobody cares about that. I'm smoking you right now. What are you saying? Like, damn, you could be rich and you getting whooped. What are you talking about? So yeah, you know, it's a very different skill set. Being direct, punchlines, you know, all that wordplay, double entendres, triple entendres. That's what battle rap's all about. Rapping is really about music. You know, you don't even have to be the best rapper to make solid music and people enjoy it. That's what's so beautiful about music. Everyone has their own way to express it. Don't go express yourself too much in battle rap. You better be talking some shit and talking to somebody like.
Right. You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready in that. Yeah. All right. So
if you real nice, they're gonna drag you real bad.
All right, that's what's up, no doubt, man. We're gonna go into our first segment, man. So name us your top 5 songs that impacted your life. It don't have to be in no particular order.
Okay, so top 5 songs, man, that's on the spot. Toy Soldiers, Many Men,
50 Cent.
In My Hood, 50 Cent.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could put a whole bunch of 50 Cent on there.
The whole G Unit, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. 50's crazy. 2 more, I would say some old Hobson type stuff, because that introduced me to independent artists.
I forgot about him. He was
so like whenever I'm thinking hip hop, you know, a lot of the time when I think independent, I think, okay, somebody like a Hobson never signed nothing, and then boom, had just a crazy cult following and blew up. So, you know, Hobson as an artist in general, I'd put in there. You know, I don't listen to him a lot, but that's who I would think of. And then somebody else that influenced me, man, so many. Jay Electronica. Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
Who
your 6th man? Who coming off the bench?
Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Yeah, Lil Wayne.
I
Well,
can
really,
dig that.
see, top five's not even fair. How Lil Wayne not in my top five? I'm gonna get killed for this. You know what I
No,
mean?
Right.
you did all right, man. This is your top five
Yeah,
though.
right.
It's Elo's
Yeah.
top
So a lot of
five,
people would
man.
say like the
Yeah,
Pacs and the Nas. Like I rock with Nas a lot.
that's obvious. You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
didn't
what
listen to a lot of I didn't listen to a lot of Pac and Nas and that.
But so you gotta put them in a separate category. Like we gotta
Right.
leave them alone. We gotta put
Yeah, I
somebody
feel like
else.
it's not fair. Everybody says the same thing. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get some guys on here. You know, Cassidy's top five definitely.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you put Jay-Z, Tupac, it becomes redundant. Like, okay, yeah, that's easy to say, but what about the others? You know.
Right.
All right, cool, man. So can you talk to us about your new single, This Is How It Go? What was that experience like?
Yeah, so it was a pretty simple one actually. It was so
okay.
I had some beats. Boom, I'm sitting here writing to it. The homie's in the car. I pulled up to the homie, he's in the car, and so I hop in his car. We like to write music in the car. It's just easier to let it play on the speakers, and then we'll just kind of bounce ideas, and I'll be writing, and then he's like, yeah, that's fire. Then, you know, he writes some, I'm like, yeah, that's fire. You know, we continue, or nah, that's not it. You know, whatever. We'll keep going back and forth. He came up, you know, I kind of wrote like a piece of the chorus out, and then he took that, and then he wrote the actual chorus of what it became. Like, so he took pieces of mine and added his, and then I was like, oh yeah, that joint is fire. You know, so I was looking for a local producer, Connor Conroy. Shout out to him.
Okay, shout out to him.
He's the one that made the instrumental for it. And we just were trying to find, you know, what the vibe is on the beat, and we just turned into like a little mini club banger, a little 2-minute long, something you could play real quick, and it's gonna, you know, the music's just gonna bring the vibe alive. Most people get up and be able to get to it, especially if you got like a dance floor or something. It's a song you can dance to for sure. You know, club hits, but it's got it's a vibe. Yeah, we like it.
Okay, bet. And so the feedback on that's been pretty good, right? I know y'all just dropped.
Yeah, for sure. People are definitely bumping. The drop was a little weird. It just kind of came in because we were supposed to have a music video and all this, and then a lead up to it. He had something going on, you know, couldn't really communicate with him or anything too much. But I'd already pushed back the release date 20 days. So I just went there and Minnie put a little video together, popped it onto YouTube, and then put it on all of the, you know, it's going up on all of the streaming platforms. So this rollout on this particular single wasn't beautiful. So we haven't got a lot of feedback yet, but the people that have heard it, the comments look good. People that, you know, hit me up in my DMs like, yo, that's fire.
That's fair.
You know,
that's fair.
This is just kind of something to put out there so somebody can go click and listen outside of just the Uchi Wally cipher that I did. Which is way more my sound and my style of rapping as opposed to what we did do. But I'm also a very versatile artist, so we do, you know, we can do just fine. If I need to make a club hit, we can do it. We need to talk some bullshit, we can talk some bullshit. You know,
he said he can do it all.
Where'd y'all shoot the video at?
Actually, that was just on my I did it on my cell phone. We didn't get to shoot the video, so that was the unfortunate part.
Okay.
We have I do shoot videos on my iPhone 14 cinema mode or whatever, and I piece it together in iMovie. I just have my brother, I just tell him, hold that shit like this and then move it like this and do this, you know, like, and he follows directions good and we get good shots out of it. So that's all that matters. You got a little free cameraman, man. So that's what we do. And then I just spice it together, try to spice it up, make it look good. Make sure people you pay for your studio time. Don't let your music sound. They pay for your studio time because really the video can be incredible, you know, but it can be subpar. If you got a good sound, people will rock with you. So a little tip to you artists out there.
Alrighty, we appreciate that. So can you tell us about this Veterans Day event that's coming up in May, I believe? Like, what can the fans expect to see?
So definitely you're gonna see this man die. If you're into battle rap at all, Killer Tony's a well-known battle rapper up there in the Pennsylvania area, Philadelphia. He battles up there. He battled Dre Dennis, a couple other names. You can definitely expect a show. We're gonna be one of the first battles up. I don't know if the event's streamed. If anybody from Tulsa happens to go out to Baltimore for the event, let me know. I'll get you in free. Tickets are normally about $40, you know. But yeah, if you happen to be in the area and you come out, you absolutely are gonna get in on me. You can definitely. I mean, it's. I really wish that's kind of what I want to do with this event is bring that vibe here. I wish I could explain it to people what it's like being in the building and watching battles on beat. but it's different because, you know, you kind of, you catching the cadence and the vibe and you're rocking with, and then they start hitting punchlines. You're like, he's talking,
like,
you know,
yeah.
It gets exciting. It's a whole different animal. So definitely, but as far as, you know, being on the consumer side, on the video side, you can definitely expect me to put on for the city. 918 is in good hands. Honestly, all of Oklahoma, man. I'm gonna bring problems up there to Baltimore. I'm gonna bring problems to New York. I'm gonna bring problems to Atlanta. I'm gonna bring problems to all of them. And you know, shout out to all of them. I rock with everybody there, but y'all gonna have to get this work.
Huh? Yeah, walk in the park.
Yeah, little dude from Oklahoma might come fuck your dreams up, man.
Hey, I love it. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. Sis,
is there any special meaning to your name? Or are you just, I mean, I know the 918 is, you know, of course, Tulsa, but is there anything else special behind it?
Yeah, so my rap name itself is actually just ELO. So the 918 really comes as like an easier way to, you know, brand, because, you know, ELO, everybody thinks Electronic Light Orchestra. You know what I mean? Which is an old band, so you can't do nothing ELO. So I had to tag it 918 ELO.
Okay.
But yes, ELO is actually the ranking system they use in chess. So ELO is how they determine, you know, where you fit on the scale of things. So you could be high ELO, you could be trash and be low ELO. You could, so I pick ELO. I'm the standard. Like if I'm the standard, well, that's a problem. I may not be the standard, but you know, yeah, I'm high ELO. We it's ELO. I played a lot of competitive video games. So if you Call of Duty ranking, anything like that back in the day, it's all based on ELO, man. All that matchmaking stuff is all ELO. So you know, from the video games to chess, you know, really it just means, you know, where do you fall on the spectrum of things, and you know, ELO is just, I am what I am, and you get what you get, and that's what it is.
All right. How important is integrity to you?
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Speak on it.
So, you know, being consistent, like you got to be consistent in who you are in front of somebody and who you are behind closed doors, you know, as a man. So like, you know, as a man, as a human being, you know, as a woman, it's the same thing. You know, the way you approach life, the way you carry yourself, you know, do you carry yourself that way behind closed doors? Like, are you the same person up front that you are there? Some people, you know, they got to switch, turn off and off, you know, on off.
Yeah.
You know, I'm through and through just me. I'm just a regular ass guy just doing my thing. So, you know, yeah, there's a lot I can speak on integrity, man, because there's a lot of problems with that in the world. And I particularly can point that shit out because I'm like, yeah, man, don't do that. Dude was just over here. He could have said that shit. You know, like, because I'll start calling people out. And anybody that knows me in my circle, I'll be on some bullshit. You don't, you know, like, especially my battle rappers. Talk your shit to them. Talk to him. Why, you know, why are you, you know, so like in general, how people carry themselves. Don't be something you're not. Don't portray something you're not. Be authentic. It's okay. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to do too much. You don't have to do too much. And that's really it. It's
easy to be yourself.
It's way easier to be yourself than try to put on a persona.
But not simple. Simple as that, but not simple. Wow. Okay.
They said simple, not easy. What that, you know, something like that. What they say.
Right.
Simple, but not. Yeah. I don't know how it's not easy. Just but people. I think people do worry too much about the image of things. People worry too much about the image of things. How am I being portrayed? How am I doing this? Do I need to talk this certain way? Do I need, you know? I got this. You know, I got this one line in particular because I happen to have a lot more street content that you know, motherfuckers from the street will understand and others won't. And I have this line where, you know, because I get so sick of hearing it all the time. I mean, it feels like everybody's from somewhere, and there's nothing cool about it. So, you know, it's something like, you think a street life is a payout? You got this shit wrong. Soldiers only soldier, because that's the streets that we lived on. Like, we didn't want to be there. Like, no. So whenever I'm popping my shit or somebody's popping this, sometimes you just kind of like calm down. Like, it's okay. Like, we don't all have to be crazy and doing wild shit. And a lot of the time, my music is about like, thank God everything is good now. Like, you know what I mean? So speaking of the positive side of things,
there's a message behind that. Yeah, there's a message.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Since you
So,
said, go ahead,
go
sis.
ahead, Jordan.
No. Go ahead.
Just a question I ask everybody. What is your why? What motivates you? What keeps you pushing? Or what pushes you when you don't want to push?
So definitely my why. I'll just keep it a buck. I write music anyways. I write music regardless of what I do. I've never put it out. I thought I would share my message with the world. I thought I think I make good music. I'm good at what I do, so I wanted to put it out there, just see what it did. In my 6 months in the hip hop space, I've learned that this rap game is 9% rapping and 91% business. So through that, I've started my own LLC, Northgate Media. I've started my own company now. I've created 2 different companies. I'm pushing now for financial freedom. What do I want to do? I want to push for financial freedom, and I want to live life the way I want to live life. I want to be able to look at my wife and go, you know what, baby, let's go to Hawaii tomorrow. I'll book the ticket. Let's go to Hawaii tomorrow. And we could do that for 3 days because my 3 drop shipping businesses and my Airbnbs that are flipping are solid.
Right.
So whether I'm at home or I'm in Hawaii, sure, I'm working 24/7, but I'm working at my own pace. I want to travel the world and do music. I want to go to KSharkTV and do shit. I want to go to Atlanta. I want to go to LA on the 19th of May for 2 days and get that free suite they're trying to give me. I got to work. I got a 9-to-5 job. I got a mortgage. I got bills. I got things I got to do. So what I want to do is I want to build businesses that allow me to travel the country and do the things I'm passionate about while taking care of my family. That's the end goal. So more just overall health. A lot of people, you don't have to be top 100 Billboard. There's plenty of artists out here making a killing that own their business, that have their business right, are doing great things for the culture, and you'll never see them unless you're a part of that particular circle. But they're traveling all over the world doing what they love, and the people that are important know who they are. And there's a place for people, like that in hip hop. Whether you blow up like a G-Eazy or like a 50 Cent did when he came on, you don't have to be that. You don't have to be that. You can do something real light and make a beautiful life for you and your family and have that freedom you look for.
Yeah, that was spot on, man.
Yeah.
Spot on.
I think we all want that. Yeah.
Man. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with this then. So if you could perform a battle rap for 5 people dead or alive, who would it be?
Like battle them?
You can go that route, or you can say perform.
I would have to go. Who would I want to battle? Because I wouldn't just spit some battle shit just because that's super negative. That's like right. I ain't gonna go here and get on this man's head for no reason. So if I'm battling somebody, I would definitely say Nadia Ali's probably the top of my list. She's fire too. She's crazy. Never been tapped in with her. Go check her out. Freedom Rider. I'm actually on the 6th. I go to the Kumite in Philadelphia. It's a big tournament. Winner of that gets Danny Myers on beat. So I'm gonna get Freedom Rider there. So I guess he's already lined up. Cassidy's a battle I want. I want to put myself in a position where I can get a battle with Cassidy. He battles, but I want to on-beat battle with Cassidy. I want that smoke. I feel like a couple years away from that. Make something happen. Make something jump. Go over here, smoke Danny Myers. Maybe get another name, do some things, and be like, "Yo, Cassidy,
hey, speak it.
Say something." But yeah. So I mean, definitely them 3. I probably spit for 50 Cent because he's a legend, man. I think he's probably my favorite hip hop artist in general.
Okay.
And then Lil Wayne too, because Lil Wayne really does get people shots, man. He really is like the type of dude that might hear you rapping right there in front of the store and fuck around and come hand you 10,000 and tell you to come to his studio and record you an album. Like that's just Lil Wayne for you. So yeah, definitely those 5. That if I, because I also think my battle lines themselves is the best form of me rapping. If you want to see me like really in my bag rapping and best cadences, doing the wordplay stuff, you're gonna hear that in my battle raps. Now, if you're looking for a message, my music is where it's at. So it's a little bit different, Right. Me in my bag, it's the battle rap. You want to see, and sometimes I'm in my bag over here too, but it's a little. I can be more lax over here and just do some bullshit too and have fun.
Yeah, so you can be flexible on both sides. It kind of intertwines. It sounds like what you're trying to say.
Exactly.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, what is hip hop to you?
Ooh, hip hop, man, it's a it's a way of life, really. I mean, I don't, hip hop is, there's so many things that are hip hop that people wouldn't even realize. Like, I mean, well, they probably would if they start thinking about it, but I mean, you got to think, you got the break dance culture, you got, I mean, dance culture, you got,
Yeah, the graffiti, all that.
you got graffiti, you got artists. I mean, hip hop is so big, it's hard to almost define it. I think everybody has, if you're supposed to have a lane in hip hop, you'll have a lane in hip hop. That's the great thing about it. It encompasses so much. You can be an artist. We got a great guy, does great work. Dejan Epps, FYF, does hand-drawn album covers. And I've never seen and he's so well priced. And I mean, each piece is a 101, and he really captures what's the essence of your album is. You only get that with hip hop. You know what I mean?
Right.
He could just be drawing kid books, but it's hip, there's so many lanes of hip hop. There's so many lanes of hip hop. Producers, engineers, artists. Hip hop is really a collective of individuals, that live their life the way they do. And that encompasses so much. It's an umbrella term, really. Hard to define.
Okay.
You defined it well, though.
The best I could. There's a lot in there. There's a big old umbrella.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of layers of hip hop. Since you have any more questions?
I think besides the few that you stole, I think I'm,
Really? I'm the oldest now, first of all.
I know.
Right.
So you stole from me.
He said,
you
"I'll
cheating off my little cheat sheet. Cheating off my cheat sheet, player." That's all good, fam.
Are you guys from the Tulsa area?
Yeah.
I would love to have you guys come out. Love to have you guys come out in a couple of days. It's April 29th, Saturday night. If you're busy, great. If not, tell your people about it. If they tell me they came off the strength, you tell them, hey, come see me. Anybody that comes off saying that they seen this show, or it may not even air to them, but if you tell them to come see me, I'll give them $5 off the ticket. They can get in just a little cheaper. We're gonna have liquor, food, battles, performances in the future. I would love to get more artists involved from Tulsa too. You want to come perform at an event. It'll pull more people to the event. You'll have a great time, and our footage is solid. So you're gonna get great performance footage. It's not whack footage. You put a lot of money into the production, so it's gonna look real good. If you go to YouTube, middle of the map, YouTube, you can see some of the trailers and content we're putting out for it. It's definitely worth.
So is that this weekend here in Tulsa, or is that somewhere else? Give everybody
HAC Athletics this weekend, 29th.
Okay, that's Saturday, yeah.
And that's my birthday card.
Okay, I'm from there, but I'm in Florida right now. But my brother is still in Tulsa, so
yeah.
Have him come by. I'm telling you, have him bring the whole family. It's gonna be an awesome event. It's gonna be the first event of the new league, and we really just want to get Tulsa hip hop in one area. We want to try to bring everybody together and do something fun, and we can build off the back of this and do some in the future. With a lot of the businesses that are in the hip hop scene down here and stuff like that. We want to build a little home hub.
All right. So how can everybody get in touch with you, man? What's your social medias, man? Your handles on social media. How everybody can get in touch with you as far as your social media, albums, tour dates, and all that. Give them all that.
Yeah. So literally it's 918 ELO on all platforms. I mean, literally all of them. You want to find me? It's 918 ELO. That's all it is. So Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I'm getting the LinkedIn worked out right now. Getting an EPK site, all that. We're getting all our stuff worked out, getting some more content up. Northgatemedia.org, which is my company's website. I'm designing right now. That should be up and going in about 2 weeks. Northgatemedia.myshopify.com. You can hop on there, get some t-shirts and stuff. And we post some of the most viral items on the internet at an extremely cheap price. So you need a little humidifier, probably got one on there for $7. You need a little watch that's feel real cheap but look real nice for some pictures. I got one for about $8.
Fake till you make it with that one.
Hey man, I ain't gonna say nothing. And then I'm telling you, got everything on there, man. You if you tell me you need something on there, I'll get it on there for you. Tap in and get involved. You know what I mean?
Already, man. I like that already, man. First of all, man, I just want to say we're glad that you showed up and
Yes, thank
was getting
you.
our show tonight. We really do appreciate you, man. I had a blast interviewing, talking to you, and chopping up game with you, man.
Absolutely.
But before we end the show, we like to end our shows with a closing quote before we log out. So I want to do this with you guys before we log out. All right, go like this. If you want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission. I'm gonna say it again. If you want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission. I kept it pretty short. It's anonymous, but it's more of those things like just go out there and just get it, man. You don't need no permission to be great.
That's all you gotta do.
That's it. So I wanted to leave you guys with that, my brother and my sister. And we're gonna link up. And once again, thank you guys for tuning in to Just Cooling Podcast. And we are out here. Peace.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all
Already.